Cronkite Percussion. I'm David Cronkite. Today I'm going to give you a basic lesson for all you beginners out there who have just started drums, have been playing for, I would say, at least a month or so, and know a basic rock beat or two. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make that basic rock beat sound more professional with just a few changes in what you're doing. It's not so much coordination stuff. I'm not giving you new beats. I'm taking basic ones and upgrading them, basically. So let's start with probably the very first rock beat you ever learn. It's like this. Right? Eighth notes, 2 and 4, 1 and 3 on the bass drum. Now, beginners, the most common mistake they make is to have the right hand too loud and the snare, the left hand, not loud enough. And so you have something like this. Or on the ride cymbal. Okay? It should actually be the reverse of that. So bring down the right hand, okay? I'm going to play the ride cymbal, and bring up the left hand. If you see the relative heights of my sticks, I'm only, maybe this far from the ride cymbal. And bear in mind, the electronic ride cymbal doesn't give you a good idea of a real ride cymbal. A real ride cymbal can get away on you really fast. That is, it'll really start to move, and it can make a lot of sound. So you really don't have to wail on it, okay? Now the snare drum, if you looked at the height of my stick, I'm bringing it up this high. So I'm coming down on that a lot louder and relative to the ride cymbal or the hi-hat. Now, you could play an entire beat with just the bass and the snare. This is almost window dressing in a way, not really, but don't make it the big part of the beat, really. Just downplay it. Okay, now as far as the snare goes, I would advise you start learning right away how to hit the rim and the center at the same time. Now, I'll try to demonstrate here on the electronic kit. Here's just hitting the center, and here's hitting the rim and the center. Probably the sound of me hitting the pad is louder than the sound you're getting, but try it on your own drum set at home. It takes a little practice. It's not something that's hard to hit. You don't have to hit it hard. You just have to be accurate. Hit the rim and the center at the same time. You'll get a big crack shot. Now, it doesn't mean you have to be playing the snare drum loud all the time, because you can get that crack shot at relatively low volumes. The sound is much better often than hitting just the center of the snare. I hit the center of the snare lots of times, but more of the times I find I hit the rim and the center, okay? Now, the hi-hat. More the hi-hat than the ride. If you watch my right hand, see that? Look how far back that's going. I'm coming down from farther away on the 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, on the 4 as well. So the 2 and the 4, I'm coming down. Now that's not too difficult to do. Whoops, drop my stick. It's the notes in between, the non-accented notes, that give beginners the most problems. So try to keep the non-accented notes down. Down, I mean stick height. Watch my stick height. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. See those little taps? I'm about 2 inches off the hi-hat. It's not a big deal. Also, learn to play on the center of your hi-hat, about there, with the tip of the stick. Okay? When you play your accent on 2 and 4, as you come down from a higher height, you're usually going to catch the edge of the hi-hat. That gives you a thicker, fuller sound. Okay? Don't always play the edge of the hi-hat for all the notes, as a default position. Like that. That works in some kinds of music, some it doesn't. Okay? So I would default to the tip and come down on an accent on 2 and 4. There. 1, 2, 3, 4. What that does is get this stick out of the way for this stick to come down from a higher height. Higher height, notice I don't say harder because I don't need to grip the stick. Higher height will give you more volume on whatever you're playing. It's just like if you're playing baseball. If you bunt, you don't bunt from here. If you want to hit a home run, you do it from here. Okay? You get more time for a wind-up, and that's what you're doing here. Now, if you want to accent every chord note in the hi-hat, that's a cool thing too. It does change it. I find at slower tempos, if someone else is doing 16th notes on the guitar or tambourine or something, sometimes edge of the hi-hat accenting every 8th note sounds really good. You can experiment. You can put those accents where you want. That'll really make your drum beat shine. And the other thing is, most of you will probably be playing an acoustic drum set. It's pretty easy to get a full bass sound out of this thing on the electronic kit. When you're playing the drum set at home, make sure you're getting a nice firm bass drum hit. Generally, I recommend you hit the bass drum and come off, about that much to relax the foot. But sometimes you're going to be burying the beater because maybe you want a short, thick sound, or you're going to be playing this beat all night long. Right? And that way the leg is easier because you got the muscles are bigger and you can just jump your leg up and down. And you don't need that compressed sound is what you need. So there you have it. The big thing is to bring the right hand down, put an accent on 2 and 4, and bring that snare up. Learn how to get that crack shot. I call it the crack shot. Rim and center. Not that you'll use that all the time. Use your ears. Get feedback from other musicians. And a nice solid bass drum. Those 3 things will dramatically improve the simple rock beats. Okay? Thanks for watching. Come back and see me. I'm David Cronkite for Cronkite Percussion.